Hello everyone, welcome to a new session. This is chapter 16 and the topic we're working today is the first and second conditionals. Today we're going to start unit 6 on our books, which is work and money. And we start this unit with a couple of pictures that are obviously related to money. And the first part of the unit is vocabulary 1, the world of work. On the first exercise, we have to look at the words in the box and use your dictionary to look up the meaning of any unknown words. So take your time to look up first some words. And then we're moving on to exercise 2. Listen and repeat.
Unit 6, Work and Money. Track 51, Activity 2.
Allowance.
Allowance.
Application form.
Application form.
Apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship.
Benefits.
Benefits.
Bonus.
Bonus.
Conditions.
Conditions.
Contract.
Contract.
Expenses.
Expenses.
Job advertisement.
Job advertisement.
Pay raise.
Pay raise.
Pension.
Pension.
Promotion.
Promotion.
Wage.
Wage.
Work experience.
Work experience. On exercise number 3, we have the Elico workshop of this week. So this is on page 92, unit number 6, under the vocabulary 1 section, exercise 3, Elico workshop, Elico taller, Elico workshop, exercise 3, page 92, from exercise A to exercise F. Let's move on. Exercise 4. Complete the sentences with words from activity 1. Example: my brother wants a job with a good pension, so he'll have enough money when he retires. Option B. My mom travels a lot for business. Her company pays all her expenses, such as flights and hotels. Option B. My parents give my older sister a monthly allowance to buy clothes and pay for her cell phone. Option C. My mom has been given a promotion at work. She's going to be a senior manager now. Option D. My brother's doing an apprenticeship. He's training to be an electrician. Option E. My uncle gets great benefits at his new job, including medical insurance and a company car. Option F. My dad's boss was so pleased with his work that she's given him a pay raise. He'll get $3,000 more a year. Option G. I want to be a nurse, so I'm going to get some work experience at a hospital this summer. Page 93, reading 1. Exercise 1. Look at the pictures and the title of the magazine article. What do you think Ben's job is? Option A, a lifeguard. Option B, caretaker. Option C, soccer player. So, as we can see on the picture, Ben's job is as a caretaker. Exercise number 2. Read and listen, choose the correct answers. Let's listen to the recording, track 52.
Unit 6, Track 52, Activity 2.
The best job in the world. What do you think is the best job in the world? Movie star? International soccer player? Politician? The problem is that you can't apply for these jobs. If you're a talented soccer player, you'll be successful. If you aren't, you won't. Music and acting are the same. If Shakira and Keira Knightley weren't good at what they do, they wouldn't be rich and famous. However, in 2009, the Australian state of Queensland advertised what became known as the best job in the world, and people from all over the world could apply. The only job requirement was that applicants had to be able to speak English. So what was the job? Caretaker of Hamilton Island, a tropical paradise in the Great Barrier Reef. Duties included sunbathing, walking on the beach, and cleaning the swimming pool. But the most important tasks were to write a blog post once a week and keep a video diary. The aim of the job was to promote tourism in Queensland. The contract was for 6 months, and in return, the caretaker received a generous salary of over 73,000 euros and lived in a multi-million-dollar beach house. It was certainly a job with excellent working conditions. Over 30,000 people filled out application forms for the post, and 16 of them had an interview. Queensland offered the job to Ben Southall, a 34-year-old charity worker from the UK. However, the world's best job was also quite a difficult job. Ben often worked 19 hours a day, 7 days a week. He visited 90 exotic locations, made 47 video diaries, and gave more than 250 media interviews, including one with famous TV presenter Oprah Winfrey. He spoke with local politicians, gave speeches, held meetings with travel industry representatives, and shook hands with thousands of tourists. He wrote more than 75,000 words in 60 separate blog posts, uploaded more than 2,000 pictures, and wrote more than 730 tweets. After he finished, Ben was so tired he needed a vacation. Now Ben has a new job as Queensland's International Tourism Ambassador. He's still earning a great salary, and now he's traveling the world to promote the state. He's very busy again, but if he has time, he'll write a book about his experience on the island. It should be an interesting story.
So let's answer the first option. Option A, Queensland, it's in Australia. Option B, the caretaker had to write a blog. Option C, Ben is from the UK. Option D, Ben made 47 video diaries. Very well. Exercise number 3. Read the text again, then write T for true or F for false. Let's start with option A. False. Keira Knightley applied for a job as a movie star. Option B. False. The job applicant had to be English. Option C. True. The job was 6 months long. Option D. False. Only 16 people applied for the job. Option E. False. Ben doesn't earn a lot of money now. Exercise 4. Answer the questions, write full sentences. Question A. Who advertised the best job in the world? The state of Queensland in Australia advertised the best job in the world. Question B. Why was the job created? It was created to promote tourism in Queensland. Question C. Why was it called the best job in the world? It was called that because the conditions were so good. Question D. What was difficult about the job? Ben was very busy and had to do a lot of different things. Meet people, write, and take pictures. Option E. What does Ben do now? He works for Queensland promoting tourism from abroad. Reading a strategy box. Make connections between texts and your prior knowledge. This will enhance your text comprehension and make reading a more meaningful experience. Exercise number 5, interface. Work in pairs. Ask and answer the question. What do you think is the best job in the world? A possible answer for this question will be I think it's chocolate consultant. Can you imagine spending your day trying chocolate? Very well. Page 94, Grammar 1. First and second conditionals. Exercise number 1. Read the sentences below. Underline the sentences which express conditions. Option A. If Ben has time, he'll write about his experience on Hamilton Island. The expression which expresses condition in this case is the following one: if Ben has time. For option B, if Shakira and Keira Knightley weren't good at what they do, they wouldn't be rich and famous. The expression which expresses condition is the first one. If Shakira and Keira Knightley weren't good at what they do, here you have the condition. Exercise 2. Look at the chart and underline to complete the rules. First conditional. There are two categories here: condition and consequence. Under condition, if Ben has time, the consequence is that he'll write about his experience. Second conditional, we have a condition and consequence categories. If they weren't good at what they do, this is the condition. They wouldn't be rich and famous. This is a consequence. We use the first conditional when we talk about real and possible situations in the future. Rule B. We use the second conditional when we talk about unrealistic or not probable situations in the future. Rule C. The structure of the first conditional is if plus verb in the simple present and will plus the base form of the verb, which is the consequence. Rule D. The structure of the second conditional is if plus the verb in the simple past, which is the condition, and would plus the base form of the verb, which is the consequence. Exercise number 3. Read the sentences. Write P if the sentence is possible and NP if it doesn't reflect a current possibility. Option A. P. If my brother saved money, he'll buy a card. Option B. NP. If I had a better job, I'd earn more money. Option C. NP. I'd pass my exams if I worked harder. Option D. P. If my dad works hard, he'll get a promotion. Exercise 4. Complete the first conditional sentences with the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. Option A. If my dad works hard, he'll get promoted. Option B. She won't get paid if she's late for work. Option C. If she doesn't lend you the money, I will. On exercise 5, we have second conditional exercises. Complete the second conditional sentences with the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. Option A. If she liked her job, she would work harder. Option B. She would get a promotion if she worked harder. Option C. I'd have more money if I bought fewer clothes. Pronunciation chart. Sentence stress and contractions. Listen and repeat the sentences. Which syllables have the main stress? Let's start.
Unit 6, Track 53, Pronunciation. A.
If she's late for work, she'll lose her job.
B.
If I tell you the truth, you won't believe me.
C.
If he liked the car, he'd buy it.
So on the first sentence, the stressed are on the word late, on the word lose, and finally on the word job. For sentence B, the stress is on the word tell, also on the word truth, and finally at the final part of the word believe, specifically on that termination Eve. For sentence C, the main stress is on light and by. Exercise number 6. Choose the correct answers. Let's start. I've always wanted to be a vet. It's my dream job. I know exactly what I have to do to become one. If I pass my exams when I'm older, I'll study science for the next 2 years. If I had time, I'd study English too, but I don't think it's possible. I want to go to college. I'll need to get good marks, so I need to work hard. There won't be time for English, but that's okay. I'll read lots of novels this summer if I have any free time. If I had enough money, I'd go to Africa this summer, but it's too expensive. I'd like to see wild lions. If I saved my allowance, I'll be able to afford it, but I can't. I spent all my money on books. Page 95. Exercise 7. Look at the charts. How do we form conditional questions? Check the correct information. Question. What will you watch? Condition. If you go to the movies later. Question. Where would you go? Condition. If you went to South America. So after reading these 2 examples, we are checking the correct information, which is on option A. In questions, will and would come before the subject. Exercise 8. Choose the correct word. A. What will you study if you go to college? B. What would you say if you met the President of the U.S.? C. Where would you go on vacation this summer? D. What would you do if you met David Beckham? E. If you found $50 in the street, what would you do? Exercise 9. Order the words to make questions. Option A. Where would you live if you didn't live in your town? Option B. Who would you see if you go out this weekend? Option C. Would you meet? Option C. Who would you meet if you could meet someone famous? Option D. What job would you choose if you started work tomorrow? E. What would you do if you had $1 million? Exercise number 10. Interface. Work in pairs. Ask and answer the questions in activity 9. Listening part, page 95. Part-time jobs. Exercise 1. Look at the pictures above and the phrases in the box. What tasks do you think the people in the pictures do at work? Well, the phrases in the box are the following ones. Do the washing up. Give customers advice. Make a playlist. Make coffee. Play music at a party. Sell clothes. And serve customers. So, on picture number 1, there are 2 phrases that match this activity. Make a playlist and play music at a party. On picture number 2, we can recognize 3 more tasks from the box. Give customers advice, make coffee, and serve customers. And finally, on picture number 3, there are 2 texts we can take from the box, which are give customers advice and serve customers. Now let's move on to exercise 2. Listen to the radio show and match the speakers to the jobs. So we have 3 speakers. A is Jimmy, speaker 1. B is Charlotte, speaker 2. C is Rob, speaker 3. And the 3 jobs we have to match each speaker are the store assistant is number 1, a DJ number 2, and a waitress. Let's listen to the recording.
Unit 6, Track 54, Activity 2.
Hello and welcome to the Shout Show. Today we're talking about money. With me in the studio are Jimmy, Charlotte, and Rob.
Hello.
My guests are all 16 and still at school, but they also have part-time jobs. So let's find out what they do. What's your job, Jimmy?
I'm a DJ.
Wow. Where do you work?
I usually play at my friends' birthday parties, so it depends where they are. I also have to prepare at home before the parties, of course.
So what exactly do you do?
First, I use my computer to make a playlist of cool songs. Then, at the party, I'm in charge of playing the music and making sure people want to dance.
Okay, so how do you make money?
My friends hire me for their parties. I usually earn $100 a night, but I get to go to the party with my friends too, so I think it's a pretty good job.
Great, thanks, Jimmy. What about you, Charlotte?
I work in a cafe every Saturday. I make coffee, serve customers, clean the tables, and do the washing up. I do everything, in fact.
And how much do you get paid?
Not much. I earn $7 an hour, but I work 8 hours every Saturday.
What do you spend the money on?
I buy clothes and go out with my friends. I don't like asking my parents for an allowance. I prefer to be independent and earn my own money.
And is the job fun?
It's okay. The conditions are quite good. I get free food. Usually, some of my friends come in and have a coffee, so I get to see them even though I'm working. And the customers are really friendly.
And what about you, Rob? Tell us about your job.
Well, I work in a music store every Saturday. We sell everything to do with music: CDs, music magazines, and instruments. My favorite part of the job is helping customers to buy guitars. I give them advice about different models.
It sounds like you enjoy your job. How much do you earn?
Nothing.
What?
A few months ago, I really wanted a new guitar, but it was too expensive. So my boss gave me the guitar, and I had to work for him for 6 months for free.
Wow, it's lucky that you like your job then, if you don't actually get paid.
Yeah, it's great. I can listen to music all day and play the guitar. My boss is a really nice guy too, and he's going to pay me after 6 months.
Great. Well, you've heard about 3 different jobs. Now we'd love to hear from our listeners. Do any of you have a part-time job? Next, we're going to...
Alright, so the first speaker, Jimmy, is a DJ. So A2. Speaker number 2 is Charlotte. She's a waitress. So 3B. Finally, speaker 3, Rob, he's a store assistant. So C1. On exercise number 3, we find the Elico homework of the week. So this is the Elico homework, Elico Tarea. Elico homework, Elico Tarea on page 95 under the listening exercise for Unit 6. From exercise A to exercise E. Listen again and choose the correct answer. Exercise 4. Listen again, then write T for true and F for false. Let's listen to this.
Unit 6, Track 54, Activity 2.
Hello and welcome to the Shout Show. Today we're talking about money. With me in the studio are Jimmy, Charlotte, and Rob.
Hello.
My guests are all 16 and still at school, but they also have part-time jobs. So let's find out what they do. What's your job, Jimmy?
I'm a DJ.
Wow. Where do you work?
I usually play at my friends' birthday parties, so it depends where they are. I also have to prepare at home before the parties, of course.
So what exactly do you do?
First, I use my computer to make a playlist of cool songs. Then, at the party, I'm in charge of playing the music and making sure people want to dance.
Okay, so how do you make money?
My friends hire me for their parties. I usually earn $100 a night, but I get to go to the party with my friends too, so I think it's a pretty good job.
Great, thanks, Jimmy. What about you, Charlotte?
I work in a cafe every Saturday. I make coffee, serve customers, clean the tables, and do the washing up. I do everything, in fact.
And how much do you get paid?
Not much. I earn $7 an hour, but I work 8 hours every Saturday.
What do you spend the money on?
I buy clothes and go out with my friends. I don't like asking my parents for an allowance. I prefer to be independent and earn my own money.
And is the job fun?
It's okay. The conditions are quite good. I get free food. Usually, some of my friends come in and have a coffee, so I get to see them even though I'm working. And the customers are really friendly.
And what about you, Rob? Tell us about your job.
Well, I work in a music store every Saturday. We sell everything to do with music. CDs, music magazines, and instruments. My favorite part of the job is helping customers to buy guitars. I give them advice about different models.
It sounds like you enjoy your job. How much do you earn?
Nothing.
What?
A few months ago, I really wanted a new guitar, but it was too expensive. So my boss gave me the guitar, and I had to work for him for 6 months for free.
Wow, it's lucky that you like your job then, if you don't actually get paid.
Yeah, it's great. I can listen to music all day and play the guitar. My boss is a really nice guy too, and he's going to pay me after 6 months.
Great. Well, you've heard about 3 different jobs. Now we'd love to hear from our listeners. Do any of you have a part-time job? Next, we're going to...
So let's answer the sentences if they are true or false. Sentence A. True. Jimmy makes sure people want to dance. Sentence B. False. Charlotte doesn't do the washing up. Sentence C. False. The customers in Charlotte's cafe are unfriendly. Sentence D. True. Rob's shop sells magazines. Sentence E. False. Rob earns a wage. Page 96. Speaking exercise. Exercise 1. Look for a part-time job. Bert, who is a high school student, is talking to his friend Joe about getting a part-time job. Listen and complete the dialogue.
Unit 6, Track 55. Speaking.
Joe, have you ever considered working part-time while in high school?
Not really. Have you?
In fact, yes. If I get a part-time job, I'll have my own cash to spend. That's the best thing about it.
Well, that's true. But if you start working now, your parents will probably ask you to help around the house. That means paying the 5-letter word that everyone fears. Bills.
Yeah, maybe paying for my cell phone and other little things. No prob. If I do, that'll teach me to be disciplined and will help me appreciate what it's like to earn money.
It may be hard finding a job, but one thing is true. Once you do, that's great work experience.
That is catnip to future employers, especially if they see you work part-time while still going to school. Another upside.
And you can make business connections, which can be quite helpful in future job opportunities.
Positively. I'm really excited.
A downside though, remember you need to have good grades to not be held back a year.
Very well, so let's start answering together. Option A, working part-time. Option B, I'll have. Option C, you start. Option D, paying for my cell phone. Option E, that'll teach. Option F, work experience. Option G, if they see. Option H, make business connections. Option I, to have good grades. Functional language box, evaluating a situation. These are some of the expressions you can use for evaluating a situation. Have you ever considered if you or if I? It might be hard. It may be easy. A downside, an upside. The best thing about it is, the worst thing about it is. A speaking task. Write a dialogue between you and a friend. Step 1. Choose a part-time job or use your own ideas. Here you have some examples. Job. Part-time store assistant in a clothes store. Advantages. Wage. It pays well. Best thing. Discount on clothes. Disadvantages. Long hours. Very tiring. Here's another idea. Job. Vacation sports coach at a summer camp. Advantages. Playing sports all day. It's great fun. Best thing, being outside. Disadvantages, coaching young children. It can be difficult. Step 2. Think about what to say and suggestions your friend will give you. Step 3. Work in pairs and write your dialogue. Step 4. Take turns practicing your dialogue. And this is how we reach the end of today's chapter. So have good fun working and see you next class on chapter 17. Bye bye everyone.